Alrighty there. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Guten Abend, and welcome to Germany. We're here at the Hockenheim Ring, former and current host of the German Grand Prix, and also former host of the Baden-Württemberg Grand Prix. Last time we went here to Hockenheim with the GP2 cars. If I am not mistaken, it was Juan Nguyen who took victory, a pretty solid victory. But now we're in F2. We're here for round 2 out of 14 this season. And in the championship, it is rather close, just for Exuto having won at Baku leads, but only by 1 point from Agatino Bivona. On pole today, it is going to be a home favorite, that being Tobias Kress, one of 3 home favorites. So then, guys, welcome, and I hope you have a good day here of racing here in Germany. I'm your lead commentator, Robert Ionescu, and usually I'm not joined by the same person 2 times in a row. But given that he is a new commentator, I will be nice, and given that he couldn't join yesterday, I will be nice and be joined by Leighton Aviard once again. Hello, Leighton.
Hello. Last time out we was at Baku, and now we're at the Hockenheim Ring.
Yep, indeed. Are you excited for this one?
Yeah. Last week was very entertaining. Obviously, with Joseph picking up the win, and hopefully, Hockenheim can continue that with 40 laps of pure racing here in Germany.
Indeed, it is a quite a good track for racing. And before we get to going, it's time to find out the grid. You can already see the top 4, but let's begin. Remember, we're going to do 4x4. So here we go then. It's Tobias Kress on his first pole since rejoining the second series. Functional Chow Chinat, the former Indy 500 winner, is in second. And thank you very much for the cookie flow. That was very nice. You get a cookie for pronouncing Baden-Württemberg correctly. Anyway, Rose Hansen is in third on the grid. Good effort from the American driver. Simon Oscar in P4.
Darabus Daniel in P5 for VAR, followed by his teammate Adam Chebot in P6. Alexander Arnold for Charos in P7 after a difficult race last time out in Baku. Ruslan Protsuk is in P8 for MP Motorsport.
Yes, that's right. Luca Farina is in P9, and alongside him on the fifth row is his compatriot Agatino Bivona, man second in the championship. Afterwards, we got Jonatas Martins in the high tech, and Bivona's teammate and 2018 winner was a very dominating driver. I still remember it, Henry Watzel.
Yeah, followed in P13 is Blake Morphy Carlin, and followed by Gabriel Quintino, and then Dennis Graff, and then Ben Svaldinger.
Yep, indeed. Jafari Blackwood is in P17 with Hento Sonome in P18. Aaron Kerr is the reigning champion. All the way down in P19 with last year's winner, Hyman Gwen, just in 20th. And on the back row of the grid, we have
Joseph Suto, who is currently our championship leader, and then in last place is Gabriel Rico, who was a fan favourite last week after a superb recovery drive after that collision that wasn't his fault. Ah. Clear skies here in Germany, no rain unfortunately. Same as Baku, it's going to be perfectly dry and no signs of rain at all, which is very unfortunate as I would like to see some rain here at Hockenheim as it always brings a spark to the race, but looks like we're going to get ready for the grid.
Yep, indeed. Hockenheim has provided many interesting races throughout the years. Of course, you can't forget 2017 when Davi Suarez had a great fight back. And the good thing here, one thing different from Baku, apart from the track, it's a permanent track. You got a lot of places where you can go for the overtake here, Layden.
Yeah, for example, you got the long straight out of turn 2 and into turn 3, which goes all the way down to the hairpin. That is also a famous corner for dive bombs, and if you make a mistake, you could cause a collision. But like you said about the weather, the Hockenheim is a great circuit. For example, 2019 in real life in F1, crazy race. Mercedes were celebrating their
But they messed
anniversary,
up
and it didn't go
completely.
well.
Now
Yeah.
let's who will mess up, who will celebrate. At 40 laps of racing, we're gonna get 5 lights to get this race underway. Kress on the right, Chao Chinat on the left. was going to get the lead into turn 1. It's a short run, but let's see what happens as we go racing in Germany. Turn 2 is underway. It's an alright start for Crest, but watch for Rose Hansen. She's got a brilliant start. Though the second phase was rather slow. Chow China takes. And towards turn 3, we go many cars side by side here. Rico's still in last place as Oskan has climbed his past third. Anson had a good start with the traction, but it looks like she got surpassed by 2 people. As here goes Oskan making the move for second already. Chow China under pressure. It's a great first lap for Samuel Oskan, who dives past into second place. Great drive. Project finishes P5. Not finishes, makes it to P5 without overtake. As there's a little lockup further back, I see damage. I can see some damage for the Charouz. No, not the Charouz. For Hobbit Guid for the Preva.
Oh, and just goes into the back of Joseph there.
Oh,
And
the
he's got no
Charouz does have
name.
damage as well.
There's
Bad
a
news
little
for the
fluke
championship
away.
leader. He and last year's winner here have both come together at the hairpin. As Tobias Kress continues to lead, he's extending his advantage of right now. Samuel Oskan is in second. And don't forget, 2 seasons ago, in 2019, it was Thomas Anderson who took victory here in Germany after a brilliant fight with Benz Wallinger. Could we see another Swedish driver prevail today? I'm not sure. Speaking of Benz Wallinger, he is into P15 trying to make a move in towards the entrance to the stadium section Mobile 1. Either way, lap 1 is complete and it's Tobias Kress up front. He's got 23 laps of fuel just under, and let's see them use them. Let's see them. 1 second lead over Oskan, but Oskan is pushing hard, I'm sure. Chobot, who finished on the podium here last year, if I'm not mistaken, is up to 4th. Confirmation that there's Charouz will pit, but here comes Alexander Arnold, making the move on Rose Hansen. The American is going to lose 4 places, or is she? No, she holds on just about. Arnold quite tight, but Arnold stayed behind. Tsunami is going to try to go for a double move here. He's only got 1 place though. He's overtaking Jafari Blackwood.
And it's a great start for Oskan.
Yes, indeed, but here goes Daniel Debo trying to attack Arnold. He's gonna go for the outside, but just didn't have the grip and the space. Couldn't brake late enough to go past him. Tsunami, meanwhile, is gonna try to attack Ben's Wallinger, but Wallinger holds on. As here goes Gabriel Rico, sending Aaron Curtis 20th and last in this train of cars, and last overall, because everyone's still in the race. But from the cars who haven't paid for damage, Curtis is last right now. But let's see if he can try to fight back here into Mercedes. By the way, guys, the little error I had when I muted myself deliberately. I could mute the stream so I won't get an echo, so I could actually read you guys' comments in the chat. Anyway, on to lap 3 we go. Kress continues to lead, but Oskan chasing him down hard. Gap is 1 second exactly. Chow China seems to be dropping back. He's fueled relatively light, so he might be struggling for pace genuinely. As Sensei is P6, but here goes Luca Farina. Oh, he's gonna lose all of time. No, he's not, because Data Bosch has run wide. He's gone off track. He's lost 1 position, make that 2 positions. Could he lose 3 places, or maybe even 4? We've got Bivona going for the Data Bosch, and that's places lost for Daniel Darabosch in the space of 2 corners. Meanwhile, here goes Chobot. He's been on the podium here before. He's got to go for it again. Or has he been on the podium last season? I don't even remember. But what I do know for now is that he's on the podium this time. Watzel, I'm next to cross the line. And not to cross the line, what am I saying? Am I already looking at the end of the race? Sorry, it's the second time I made a mistake. Looking to get a position. He's got into 13th. I'm being a little bit silly. My apologies. I have just finished an 8-hour shift at work, so that's that. As Nguyen is in the pits. Confirmation there, as if we needed it already. In any case, Watzel is up to 12. He's overtaken Darabosch as well, so the Hungarian driver was starting on the 3rd row of the grid. Really quite struggling there, Lane.
Yeah, one driver that is not doing good at the moment is Chow China, and they've dropped down to 4th place. The Dams driver will not be happy with dropping down to 4th place. Actually improving up to 4th place, sorry. That is my apologies, but here we go.
To fight back on Chobot into turn 3 very deep. Chobot has to go very deep, but he's held position. Chow China will be compromised on the exit and the run towards Parabolic as Here goes Benz Wallinger attacking Dennis Grab, but gotta move further back. Tsunome's gonna try to make it 4 wide here. Or no, just 2 wide with Quintino. But I couldn't quite get past them. Meanwhile, looks like Blake Moore is under some pressure from Agatino Bevones. Ruslan Protsiuk gonna try to go for a second podium in a row. He's not on the podium just yet, but he just got 1 place closer. He overtakes, trying to go up to 4th.
So goes down the inside and makes the move.
He's
Done.
overtaken
The
Bivona.
AFT
Bivona's run
driver
onto a
is.
parabolica must have been compromised. As Blackwood is down to P19, something's happened to him. He's been passed by some people. Curtis is back into P18, I believe. As Cernome is defending here. Trying to go side by side with Gabriel Quintino. But the Virtuosi man holds on to the position. Great defending. That's one hell of a battle. As Curtis is going to try to pounce on Cernome. They battled last time. It looks like they're going to battle again. So let's see what happened here. Cernome tried to sit Brady behind. As Blackwood just sat as a lonely spectator from behind them. But Curtis got much closer. He actually overtook Blackwood. I think Blackwood out of the track. Yeah, look. He placed the wheel very much onto the... Ooh, he placed the wheel onto the curb because he tapped Tsunome from behind. Like the Japanese driver didn't go wide. But it's the fastest lap for just Fergsuto there. I just noticed in the corner of my eye. You know very well what that means. Even if he doesn't score any points, championship leader will get the 2 bonus points for fastest lap no matter where he finishes if he holds onto it lane.
Yeah, Oscar is gaining on a crest for P1. I don't know what the fuel difference is between them two drivers, but it looks like he is gaining.
One thing I
on
can say
Tobias
for sure is
Crest.
Joe Chant is struggling for pace as Wallinger goes side by side with his compatriot Darabosch. Darabosch once again going out of the track at turn 1. This Graf is going to take advantage as well. And can he take both places? He just about can. He's got 19.4 laps of fuel about Oskan. Oskan's got 17.3, so he's got 2 lap fuel advantage. May not sound so big, but every single lap counts there, Lane.
Yeah, every lap does count on fuel, especially as it can slow down your pace and make a massive difference in later stages. As Graf is in P14,
Wallinger
and it
overtook
looks
him,
like he can
unseen by the
move.
cameras, but Graf is going to try to get him back. Ninth Mercedes-Benz Arena section, though, is still looking close. Into Mobile 1, it is possible, though it's very difficult. I just got him on
And
the
here we
straight.
go. Mm.
The one risk of overtaking someone into turn 3, even if you get that past that guy, you will be vulnerable to a counterattack, so you need to be able to watch your back and defend. As speaking of defense, Quintino is kept back by Darabosch, who is dropping back heavily in this race. It's not like he even has an extremely high fuel load, he's just struggling for grip. As Jobot is being chased after by Protsuk, who's just gained 2 tenths of a second in the previous sector. But it appears the front 2 are pulling away from these guys quite substantially.
Yeah, one thing I would do as Gabriel Quintino does go down the inside of Daniel. Oh, and he just
This time
doesn't get the move
Darabosch
done.
doesn't go off track. Third time's the charming help position, but look how much time Quintino lost after turn 1, allowing Aaron Curtis to go for the move. Just about gets him, but there's another move further back. Let's see, and I think the move was a success. I'm not even sure who it was between. As here goes Watzel attacking Blake Moore into the hairpin. Can he pull it off? With contact, but yes he can. Or no? Actually no, Blake Moore's exit was better, but they're still, no, they're not side by side anymore. A little bit cheeky from Watzel there, I have to admit, from 2018 Hockenheim winner.
Every driver will get their elbows out to try and take a position from their rivals, and it looks like Watzel just tried it, but just couldn't get it done on Blake Moore there, and Blake Moore does stay ahead as Bivona is gaining now on Watzel.
These guys gotta be lucky they took no damage, but you need to keep an eye on this because Simon Oskan is just 4 tenths of a second now, a lot less behind Tobias Kress. And the first overtaking opportunity is coming right up here into turn 1. Oskan slows down, and look how much time you lose there into turn 1. There's a very, very big risk. A very big risk. Only 3 things can reasonably happen in turn 1. 1, you do what Oskan just did, mess up, and lose so much time on corner exit. 2, as Farina almost runs into the back of Hansen there. 2, you force the other guy off track and gain the position. You might lose out of place as well, as has just happened to Darabosch yet again. Curtis has gone through, and it's not just Curtis, because here goes Tsunome, and here goes Quintino as well. Tsunome is going to make the double overtake here, and he's got it.
Darabush
trying to
does
fight.
seem to not like turn one, as I think that's the fifth time he's actually gone off track, so he does seem to be struggling. As
Blackwood goes for
Jafari
it as
there gets
well,
past, and here
and
he
here
goes.
goes Rico. This is race absolute disaster for Darbosh, but Darbosh, no, not Darbosh. Blackwood's gonna make it free wide here. Ooh, Quintino and Sonome almost colliding. Blackwood avoids both of them. That was extremely close. But as I was saying, no, I'll hold on to that because here goes Jafari Blackwood. He's gonna try to attack Sonome. No, not close enough. All right, as I was saying, 1. You mess up and lose so much time. 2. You force the other guy off the track and gain the position by lose a whole bunch of other places. 3. You crash. Those are the only 3 things that can happen at the run at Hockenheim. So be judicious. Or 4. You just stay behind and don't go for the pass. Which Farina is not going to do. He's going for the pass now. Can he get Rose Hansen? No, he's lost a lot of time. Might lose position here to Jonatas Martins. And 3 he goes. So the 4 things that can happen at Hockenheim turn 1. And number 1 has just happened to Farina. Their lane.
Yeah, look at Farina did look for the move down the inside, and it just didn't work, and you lose so much time from backing out. And it's look like we've got a little bit of
Tsunome's
a
just
cream
gone
as
off track meanwhile. This was an unforced error. Blackwood didn't even force him
Ooh,
wide. Tsunome went off by himself.
it just seems to just lose the car into the corner and just run off and then lose all his time. And here comes
Watch out, we got
Watzel.
the Tour Grand Prix battling with Blake Morris diving past Farina. And has he got him? Yes, he's got him. Watsel's not able to get his teammate on exit. But that's Blake Moore up a place, immaculate points. He's in P9 actually. As well as Ken is trying to claw back this advantage he's got to Kretz. The gap is 1.3 thanks to that mistake he made in turn 1. Rico stays behind Blackwood. As well as Ken is pushing hard, 1.2 the gap now. And looking at this onboard, it's definitely a little less now.
Blake Moore and Luca Farina seem to still fight it out for some points. As,
Yeah, indeed, the
Luke,
Tour Grand Prix is looking quite hungry for a battle right behind Blake Moore. And let's see how long will it take them for him to pass. Looks like they got a lot of pace and they're ready to use it. Here goes Farina. Makes the same mistake yet again. His teammate's gonna go through, but probably not just his teammate, because their look comes. I'm not even sure who that is. Oh, and he's been hit by Wallinger. I think it's the Capos of Graf. Wallinger has just ran to the back of him slightly. No, it's Bavona, my mistake. It was Bavona in the Prema. But Wallinger has just given a little love tap. The man who finished second here in 2019 has run into the back of Bavona, but Bavona holds position and is in fact actually going to gain another position here.
There we go. Bavona goes down the inside. Bavona does get the move done slightly. Will it work? And no, it doesn't. He just doesn't. Bavona just doesn't seem to want to fight it, and he just backs out and just doesn't commit to the corner fully.
It seems he
So we
had
got
zero
Sinome.
grip under braking there. Should have been an easy move, as Sinome does prove it's an easy move. He overtakes Starbush Daniel and sends him down to P20. What a terrible start that Starbush Daniel has had to this race. It's only lap 9, and he's dropped from what, 5th? All the way to 20th. And if he's last, other than 2 cars who have taken damage. That's how bad Darabosh's race is going right now. Zoskan got the gap by another 10th. It's 1.1 now between himself and Kras. He is marginally faster, but he is faster. As Jobat and Protsiuk appear to be evenly matched still as they battle it out for third.
Here we go.
Valdinger attacking Bavona to turn 1. Bavona's going to go off track, massively off track, rejoin safely, and here goes Dennis Graf overtaking both of them.
Graf does get the move done.
So it's a net loss. It's a net loss of 2 places for Bavona, a net gain of 0 places for Valdinger, and a net gain of 2 for Graf. Quite an entertaining affair there. But Valdinger is going to try to fight back. Graf closes the inside. Valdinger makes a late switch. Can he get him on the braking? He just about might, and yes he can. He's clearly very, very eager to use this pace and not scruffle with these guys too much. That's what I think, Lane.
Yeah, looked for the outside. The move wasn't there. Then went down to the inside instead, and got the move done. And now moves up into another position. So very good there from Valdinger, and now he will be chasing after the cars in front and hoping to maybe score points here today. As Cress and Oscar are still close together. And may I ask what the fuel difference is between these two, if that is
I
possible?
believe it's about 2 laps, if I'm not mistaken. 2 laps
Uh,
less for Ozkan.
so one's on 13.5 and one's on 11.6. So a slight difference, but not as big as what we saw in Baku between Joseph and
Yeah, indeed. But even so,
Ona.
even 2 laps can have a lot of impact, especially when it comes to an undercut.
Yeah, depends if that driver that goes for the overcut can make it all work for the second part of the race. Is
Yeah, indeed. If you
what's
can make it up with the
involved.
tire advantage, exposing yourself to the undercut might not be so bad. You can just make up for it, of course. It's a dilemma all the drivers have to face every single race. As it looks like Jonatas Martins is running quite close to the back of another car. I didn't quite catch who that was, though.
Um, Oscar and Showbot.
The gap is just about 6.6 seconds, but if these guys keep battling with each other, it might go down and bring Choba and Pratsuk in contention, you know. Speaking of which, if I'm not mistaken, if it stays as is, I do believe Pratsuk might take the championship lead. Wait, no, because just Suto holds the fastest lap, so they would be tied, but Suto would be ahead on countback on 27 points apiece.
Due to
That's what I
wins.
believe. Yeah, indeed.
Well,
As Chris is
both.
getting a little deep into turn 3, his run might have been a little bit compromised. Rotskin isn't close enough to take advantage. He'll be gaining a lot in the slipstream, but he won't be gaining enough to make the move. Or have I spoken too soon? Nah, no, I didn't speak too soon. Oskan is gaining, but just not enough to go for the move right now. If I were Tobias Kress, I would definitely start worrying and planning my defenses. It seemed to work out for him at turn 1 when Oskan went for the pass earlier, but let's see what he's gonna store now. Broadswick seems to have dropped back 2 tenths of a second to Chobar in the meantime, so the Slovakian has pulled away just a tiny little bit. And Flo, remind me, did Chabot finish on the podium here last time or did he not? Because I remember he either finished 2nd or 4th here and I forgot which. Okay, and then it is down to someone of you in the chat to let me know. As we're on to the start of lap 13, and Samaroskin is gaining quite massively, but he's not going to be close enough to go for into turn 1 to his benefit, because you know what happens turn 1. But here we're going towards turn 3, he's going to go for it, backs out last minute. This is going to help him, he's going to get a good exit, and he just might about be able to take the lead as we go through the Parabolica. Kress is gonna have to keep him back under brakes. That's his only real opportunity. They'll be evenly matched for straight line speed right now with no slipstream, so it's down to last and late breakers. And it's going to be Oskan taking the lead of the race. Good move, good camera angle. I don't think Kress is done just yet. He's gonna try to fight back into Mobile 1. A very bold and calculated dive perhaps? No, I think he's given it up. Unless he tries to fight back on the next lap, of course. What do you think, Lane?
Yeah, maybe. Or if Cress was smart, I think he would stay behind until Oskin pits. Due to Oskin having less fuel, it could help Cress out if he just stays with Summit Oskin for the remaining of this stint.
That might be the case. As anyway, Russian Project is losing some more time, I think, to a car in front. Arnold holding on well in P6. No, he's actually gained a little bit. 1.1 now. Well, just under 1 second. It's technically 1.0, but closer to 1.1 than 1.0. So I'll just say 1.1 as the top left says. Anyway, Suto is still down in last. As Oskan has a 5-second cushion to Kress. If he can pull away on this lap, he should be safe until the pit stop stages. But Kress is keeping close, and Oskan goes for the inside early. That's compromised his exit already. He's gonna have a pretty bad run onto the straight, but I think he's just gonna get away with it. I don't think Kress will be close enough to pass him. Let's see, Tobias Kress gaining onto the straight. He's gaining, but this straight just isn't long enough. If he was on the old Hockenheim, he might have stood a chance to pass him, but we're not exactly on that there. As in towards the Mercedes-Benz arena, yeah, I think Oscar has taken the lead. It's only strategy or a problem that can take it away from us. Here goes Henry Watts attacking Blake Moore. A brilliant dive and a brilliant move. Great stuff there. As Farina is going to try to be next to Pounce. Moore, is he going to try to get back Watzel? Perhaps with a dive of his own into Mercedes-Benz Arena corner. He's going to go for it, but he's backing out. Thinks better of it. He just wants the points this time after what happened in Baku, of course. Sterling Gwynn, meanwhile, scrapping it out for position to guys who collide on the opening lap. This time they don't collide. Of course, Suto holds the fastest lap, so the championship leader, regardless of where he finishes, will take 2 points home, unless someone else takes that fastest lap away from him. Brodsuk, meanwhile, keeping somewhat close to the back of Adam Chobot. As I'm going to give the chat a little gay. Hansen radio. Where's the speed? This doesn't feel right. So we got a live team radio update there from Rose Hansen in the chat. As Ben Svallinger's had terrible legs, through goes Daniel's Graf, and he's gonna get the overtake done nice and easy. On the brakes, and that's about as clean as you can make it. Wallinger kept close and tried to find it as hard as possible, but he had to concede there eventually. Looks like Darius Cities had compromised from turn 5. He's gonna allow Bavona to go for the move, but the slipstream is making it close. Wallinger's gonna tag Graf and Bavona has nowhere to go. He can't make it free wide. Wallinger, can he retake the place from Graf? Under braking? Yes he can. Graf goes a little bit wide, but Bavona can't take the position. Leighton, is everything okay on your end? I don't want you to talk too little. Update from Joe in the chat. He said Chobot finished second as Bavona has made the move on Graf. Brilliant stuff with the Mercedes-Benz. I told you it's possible to pass there. You just need the bravery. And Bavona, you may not have the pace today, but he has the bravery. So yeah, Chobot did finish second at Hockenheim. I knew it was there second or fourth, because he had a lot of those the first part of the season. But yeah, he finished second at Hockenheim last season. Look at this. Kerr's going for the move of Graf into Mobile 1, almost colliding. But almost isn't quite a collision. Still, that was very close as Quintino is onto the back of these guys. He's going to try to make up some places in this race. As now, Hansen will next be targeted by Watzel. Watzel is making some gains. He's pulling away from Blake Moore also. Oskan has increased his advantage to Kress to up 0.4 seconds as Farina has once again had a terrible run into turn 1. Enrico, meanwhile, is under pressure from Blackwood, as here goes Anchors attacking Dennis Graf, almost running in the back of him, but he didn't run into the back of him. He's going to try to get him onto the Parabolica lane.
Yeah, he's going to look to go down the inside into the hairpin and try and get the move done. As here we go, Curtis on Dennis Graf. Will he get the move done? He does look to go down the inside, and will he get the move done into the hairpin? Who's got the longer on the brakes? And it does look like Curtis has got the move done down the inside.
He's going to try to fight back.
Well.
Watch out into Mercedes-Benz. He might be able to think of something. Is he going to send it like Bavona did on the previous lap? No. Oskan has increased his advantage by 0.4 of a second, as Brodsuk is still keeping close to Chobot, but the two of them are no match for the leaders. As we're about to begin lap 18, someone else is having a very good race so far. He finished... Where did he finish last time in Baku? I think he was 7th or 8th, one of those. So yeah, he will gain a lot of points. I think he might even have a chance to take the championship lead if he finished 7th last time out, of course.
He's only 10 points behind Suto, and obviously Suto is in 21st place, and then Bavona is not currently in the points. So as long as Brodsuk perhaps gets a top 5...
No, I wasn't talking about Brodsuk, I was talking about Oskan.
He finished P8, so unfortunately...
Alright, P8, so that's 4 points. Well, if he wins, he'll be on 29. He'll be ahead of Suto, but it all depends on if Brodsuk finishes third or not, because if Brodsuk finishes third, he'll be on 30, so he'll lead. With Oskan, assuming he wins, he'll be on 29.
Also have to think of Aaron Curtis, Hento Sinome, Gabriel Quintino, and Jafar Blackwood as well, who are ahead of Samet Oskan. So if Samet Oskan
but none of them are in the points right now,
Yeah, but you never know. Oscar might have an issue, run
We got a pit
wide.
call, meanwhile. Actually, a couple of pit calls as Suto is going to come in for his second stop, as is Nguyen. Of course, first scheduled stop, as Suto has made the move this time. The fastest lap holder. He's going to come into the pits. It's not just them, there's one more car, but I didn't quite catch who it was. Looks like who's going to come in? It's Rose Hansen and Henry Watson, both of them coming at the same time. That explains Watson's pace. But I think his advantage over the American is genuine. As Wallinger's going for a move on Farina, and he makes typical turn 1 mistake. He's lucky there was nobody behind him there. Feel for Henry Watson, that is quite a lot. 8.3 is having to wait a little bit for Hansen to go through. That allows the American to stay in front with the garage advantage. So Rose Hansen has increased her gap a little bit. Blackwood also comes in. Sorry, it was Blackwood who impeded Watson, not Hansen. As in go Nguyen and Suto, the championship leader, still coming into the pits. As Quintino is going to send on Dennis Graf, he's just about got him. Graf appears to be dropping places at the moment, Leighton.
Yeah, he does seem to be struggling in the race, and just doesn't look like he's got the pace compared to the other drivers that seem to be pushing through the field.
Not at the moment, no. As Samarovsky has increased his advantage at just 2.7 seconds, but Cress will have a tire advantage once he comes to the pit. Speaking of which, Adam Chobot has come in right now. That will allow Ruslan Protsiuk to push right now as he gets clean air. And yeah, Chobot going quite light so far. Let's see if he'll pay dividends or not, as he seeks to take a second successive podium at Hockenheim. Chobot, of course, still yet to win a race, but unless something happens to the two up front, I don't see him taking the win this time.
Anything can happen.
Indeed so. Either way, Darabosh is still in P17. His teammate, who has already made a pit stop, will be in front of him. Like more 9.1 second stop, pretty slow. It could harm him a little bit in his effort to fight for points. Watzel comfortably ahead. And yeah, Hansen still in front of Watzel, but I'm not sure for how much longer because Henry Watzel seems to have a legitimate pace advantage as Oskin has just put 4 tenths on Chris in previous sector. He's running out of fuel. He'll have to come in soon, but he's making the most of it, I'm sure, for his fuel advantage. I wonder if Chris will have any means to respond in the second stint. As South China is going to come in this lap. Alexander Arnold will take the position unless he has to pit as well. 3.2, another 2 tenths for Oskan. So his pace is quite strong at the moment. Though if it will remain the case, we'll have to wait and see as Joe China into the pits he comes. And there we go. And take over for me because I'll be right back in 2 minutes.
Yes, Chow China does box, and depending on where they come out, we could see, and there we go. Hopefully it is a clean pit stop for Chow China here, and it looks to be just waiting, and it's an 8.8, so it's not that quick. Sinome does look go down the inside. The Carlin driver just doesn't get it done as Dennis Graff as well. These two have been close together all race. As Sinome does get that through now on Dennis Graff and does move up into P10 as Gabriel Rico here with a slipstream here, and he does look like he's going to go down the inside of Dennis Graff. Who's got the late on the brakes? Who can do it? Can Gabriel Rico get ahead? He does look like he's got it done, and Gabriel Rico does move up into P11 and does get past Dennis Graff there. And now he will. Oh, as these two are going side by side, as Dennis Graff does look for it, but it doesn't look like he's going to go down the inside unless he can try. Will he do a Bivona? No, he will not. So Dennis Graff does stay in P12 after getting overtaken very close as Oskan does come into the pits, and hopefully he does have a good pit stop after leading the race after overtaking Tobias Kress, and hopefully it is good here. 8.8 was the last time we saw from, and it's 8.5, so Oskan does have a better pit stop than most people. There we go, he's gone. Luca Farina is heading into turn 1, and it looks like Oskan is just ahead, but can Luca Farina perhaps get ahead of Oskan? He does look for it, but he doesn't get the move done, but Luca Farina will have the slipstream as Dennis Graf does seem to have an issue. It looks like he is dropping off from the guys ahead unless he made a mistake. As I looked down the inside of Gabriel Rico and he just looked like he could not get that move done. And there we go. As Valdinger, he will look for it into turn one on Jafari Blackwood. Jafari Blackwood, Blake Moore as well. These two have been close all race. There's been a little pack that have always been together, and Valdinger does look for it on Blake Moore, but he does not seem to be able to get it done. As here comes Watzel
Yeah, that's
on
right. What
Hansen.
have I missed, by the way?
Gabriel Rico and Cianome get past Dennis Graf. He seems to have
All
an
right, here
issue.
goes Watzel. He's made a move there. He's gone past Hansen. Meanwhile, I know Oscar pit. I saw him pit. I just had to talk to somebody for a second longer while I was before. I mean, before I could. I was watching the screen. I just couldn't commentate. As Alexander Arnold is coming into the pits, Oscar, I think he's just about to avoid the traffic for now.
Yeah, he was very lucky to avoid Luca Farina. A little delay from Oscar, and he would have been behind Luca Farina. So that's very good that he had a quick pit stop and could be able to get ahead. And Alexander Arnold might get held up here, and he does. But he has a quick pit stop compared to others as Bivona does box now. And Alexander Arnold is released into the field as Chow Chinate does come out ahead as we expected.
Well, let's see if he can give chase to that driver, as Bavona is having to wait for Quintino and Sonome. Oh, that's not good at all, as Blackwood once again going a little slow, more forced off the track, side by side with Gabriel Quintino there. Quintino just about has the position, and he overtakes Blake Moore.
Jafari Blackwood will look to get past Blake Moore. Can he get the move done, just like Gabriel Rico did? He's got the slipstream here.
Presses in.
Jafari Blackwood, he looks for it. He's looking down the inside. Who will break later into the hairpin? Will Jafari Blackwood get ahead the damage driver? He looks for it. He sends it, and he gets the move done.
And this second stint is falling apart for Blake Moore after that 9.1 second pit stop. Speaking of pit stops, here comes Tobias Kress as Pricey inherits the lead. Martins also comes into pit. He doesn't want to impede his teammate. 7.7 for Kress. He will be behind Oskan. I'll have 2 lap fresher tires. Let's see if he can put him to good use and chase after the Swedish driver.
There we
Jonatas
go,
Martins looks like he might make a double points for High Tech. We will see. 7.6 second stop. Graf is also in. Curtis is up in the 4th provisionally as Protyuk leads provisionally. Martis is behind Chow Chanat, side by side with Arnold. Arnold is just ahead.
Luca Farina is released into P12, but he has got Valdinger right behind him, and Valdinger does look and as Blake Moore goes off the track.
The second stint is an absolute disaster.
Look at the run from Bivona. Will Bivona try and get the double? And
I think Sonome was sent for the inside. Bivona didn't even try anything as Darabosh comes into the pits. We run around the outside of turn 4, no chance for him to pass. As here goes Valdinger down in towards the Spitzkehre, sending it past Luca Farina. No real fight there. Not much he could do, but here goes Bivona, and watch for Graf. He's gonna think of something. No, he's not. Protyuk is into the pits. Meanwhile, he's gonna hand the lead back to Oskan. But the question for Protyuk, how close will he be to the back of China?
I feel like Protyuk will get ahead of Chow China, but it just depends on the in-lap, but maybe the fresh
he'll be in front of Chow China, but how close the back of Chobat, I should have said. 6.7. There's a brilliant stop, 20 laps of fuel. Arnold is also coming in, as is Curtis. But let's see, as Chobot is still in front. It's gonna be narrow, but Rus and Protyuk has their advantage now, so that's something to keep in mind. That was not Arnold coming in, it was Rico, my apologies. Gabriel Rico is in nevertheless, as Farina loses a lot of time battling with Valdinger there. Curtis 7.5 second stop for the reigning champion, just behind Gabriel Quintino emerging. 6 second gap between the top 2 meanwhile. Oskan leads by 6 seconds in front of Kress, but Kress is going to try to use his new tires to try get them. As here goes Dennis Graf making the move on Agatino Bivona. And this second stint is not falling apart just for Moore, it's also for Bivona. So then, this fight for P3 I think might be the flashpoint we got going on. Because looks like Protsuk might have a lot of pace, he's already getting onto Adam Chobot quite substantially. The undercut Chobot went for didn't seem to be that strong. Maybe he had traffic or something, but nevertheless, Protsuk I think is a very serious contender for a second successive P3 finish.
Consistency is key, as Cress will be chasing down Oskin here, as
Gap is 6
Cress did have
seconds.
more fuel. 6 seconds. Will he do what Joseph did to Bavona in Baku, or will Oskin keep the race lead after a superb
6.1.
stint?
Looks like he might be having some trouble trying to get his tires up to temperature. Or maybe Oskin is just having some better pace even so. As Protsi continues to get closer, Wallinger is attacking Rose Hansen. Into turn 3, Hansen holds on just about. Good defense. Good defense there. As Rico is fighting with Blackwood. Can he get him for 14th place? Blackwood just about holds on into turn 3. That was always touch and go. But he will have another shot into Parabolica. As Suto forces him going off the track.
And the
And gets
championship
him.
leader is just not having the race that they want, and I think Suto will go to bed tonight and just forget about the race completely, and he'll want to
Hey,
move on.
he
Next
has the
round.
fastest lap. You'll still get 2 points from this disaster.
Yeah, but I think if you're the championship leader, you know, winning that first race of the season, you always want to expect slightly the same the next round. So I think Suto came into this round wanting to still be in the points, but
Sorry to interrupt you there,
unfortunately,
but Wallinger has just overtaken Hansen into Mobile 1. Incredible move, but let's see it again. I think Hansen's got a little bit wide herself. Let's see. She tried to put the squeeze on Wallinger. Oh, but just ran out of grip there, and on exit, very lucky not to go into the gravel trap. But Ben's Wallinger makes a brilliant move work. Meanwhile, Kress is gaining on Oscar. Gap is 5.9. Looks like he's finally got his tires up to temperature. Carefully don't overheat there on the Hockenheim. It's very easy to do so. As Suto and Nguyen have been scrapping all race long, looks like they'll be sharing the fight for last. But at least Suto can walk home happily knowing he's got the fastest lap at least for a while. As Farina forces Hansen off the track and out of the points she goes. And Quintino, that was an incredibly close shave. He's overtaken Hansen, he's overtaken Farina as well. As Curtis overtakes his own teammate and move up into P12. Trent with no cars in the points right now, but Curtis could be trying to change that. As Rico is fighting hard with Blackwood, and not just Blackwood, Sonoma is there as well. Farina might lose. No, he's re-overtaken Curtis, but Curtis is gonna try to fight back. No, he didn't re-overtake Curtis. Curtis is trying to pass. As Farina attacks Quintino into the hairpin, very close action, but Farina has just about got the move done. Though on exit, Quintino's fighting back. I think Quintino might have got him. Arnold, meanwhile, is overtaken by Martins. Side by side they go, in towards Mercedes-Benz Arena. Quintino will have the inside here, but Farina takes position. Graf, meanwhile, is just overtaken more. Can't see it by the cameras. As Suto and Nguyen have been battling for so long, it's a long battle, and nevertheless, Graf trying to fight more, as Quintino is actually trying to push quite hard to get himself up towards the points places. Press 6 seconds exactly behind Oskan. Prozik overtook Chobot, and we didn't catch it. As Martins, fighting with Arnold there. But yeah, unseen by the cameras, Ruslan Prozik is up in the podium places. He's overtaken Adam Chobot into turn 1. Chobot went off track, and on exit, Prozik just had the measure of him. Forced the error and took the spoils quite easily there, Lane.
yeah, they were a pretty simple move. As looks like we have got a little train here. As Curtis is looking for it, and he just seems to back out and wait for the long straight. As we've got a little battle here. Sinome going down the inside, gets the move done, or will no?
He's got Blackwood initially,
just
and into
backs
turn
out.
4 as well. He's actually got him. He's got him on the outside, mate.
Yeah. He backed the other. I don't know who the other driver was, but they backed out middle of the corner, and as Quintino goes down the inside and moves up into P10, so
He's up into the points.
Quintino's got pace. But I don't
Farina's
know.
not done.
Farina is a 5C driver and will be looking to get back into the that P10 position, but it looks like Quintino's just got the move done. So well
He's
done
taking
there
it for
to
now.
yeah.
But of course, I don't think this fight is anywhere close to over.
Oh, especially with the cars that are going to be catching these two, depending on if they battle. But 12 laps remaining, anything
I
can
don't
happen.
I don't think Hansen has their pace, but her teammate Aaron Curtis definitely is on it right now.
Mm.
6.3, Oskan is actually pushing back. He's actually gaining on Cress, so Cress's fresh tire advantage is just being offset by Oskan's pace today.
Yeah, it looks like Oscar has been the driver to beat so far this race, and it does
I
look like
told you this
he
battle
has
isn't done.
improved.
Farina dives back past in P10.
And there we go, Luca Farina. But this slipstream,
It's
maybe.
gonna give Curtis an opportunity as well, I think, mate. Watch out.
Hmm.
Yeah, here goes Aaron Curtis. Look, Farina's exit from the Ironheart Parabolic was pretty terrible. Aaron Curtis is gonna have. Quintino, sorry, not Farina's. Curtis is gonna have a clear way past them into the braking zone, and that's as clean as you'd like it to be.
And there we go. It's done. Bing bang bosh.
Meanwhile,
Luke,
it's astonishing just how far down Prozik is from these guys. I don't think he has any chance to catch on to Kress, but he's gained 5 places, pretty impressive.
I think if Protsuk does get third place, that is the championship lead, unless
He will be on
uh,
30 points. I don't see anybody getting more than that because Oskan will be on 29,
is
just one shy.
Bavona at the moment P13, 14th,
Bjorn is
or in
not
that area.
scoring, I think, stand.
But it is close between the back end of the field, so you never know. Bavona might get a few points depending on if anyone has car troubles.
Oh no, Bivona is behind Graf and Blackwood. I think he's really struggling today.
Yeah, both championship in the top two.
There he is, look, he's in 19th. As Dennis Graf, speaking of him and Blackwood, how nice, they're battling each other. And Graf's gonna go for it, you know, but Blackwood holds him off into turn 3. Let's see if Graf can get him in towards the Parabolica. Blackwood's had a very strong exit, but with this amount of slipstream, I don't see him keeping him behind. Here goes Dennis Graf, he's gonna have the inside for the hairpin. Getting at Blackwood on the brakes. Aggressively here, he's got him.
Yeah, and like he was talking about Bivona, he is in P18, so it does look like that. Getting points are very slim at the moment, but 10 laps remain. Anything can happen, like I've said. We could see Ozcan have a little failure, or Alexander Arnold, or anybody in this race, in fact.
If that
So the
happens
race
to
is not
Oskan or
over.
Arnold or whoever, they have every right to curse you. I'm just gonna say it. Is that fair?
Yeah, if one of them drivers does have an issue, I am to fully blame for that, I guess. Here we
Alright,
go,
speaking of
Martins.
Oskan, here goes his teammate Jonatas Martins going for it on Joe China for P5, but not quite got him. And Joe China will have the leeway to stay safe for at least one more corner as Rico is now caught up to Rose Hansen. Let's see if he can get her in towards turn 3. Hansen shutting the door. Rico gonna send nevertheless. Hansen just about holds on. Good squeeze there. As the battle for P10 between Curtis and Farina appears to be continuing.
I feel sorry for Gabriel Rico again. It's been a superb drive, but he doesn't seem to have quality pace that everyone else has,
Yeah,
and it
I'm
just looks
afraid
like he
so.
struggles.
But it is a long season, don't forget that.
Yeah, but at the same time, you can't make mistakes like this at the early end of the season, as it could affect you. And then for Gabriel Rico, no offense to the driver, he's had an amazing past two races so far, and he just gets bogged down early on, and he just can't make back that progress later on in the races. Martins
Yeah, that
looks
is
like to
true.
get so China.
That's gonna allow Arnold to get right past him. What a mistake for Jonas Martins. Here goes Alexander
Yeah,
Arnold, and Martins gonna have to do all that hard work again twice. As Benz Waldinger gets himself into P8, just overtakes Henry Watzel. Ooh, Hansen goes extremely wide. She's gone very deep. Rico hasn't gotten the place just yet, but he will now.
Yeah, one driver that is having a better race than last weekend is Alexander Arnold, who didn't even make the first turn, and
He's
now he's
got
running
Henry
in
Wadsell to thank for
P6.
that.
Yeah, now he's running in P6. So that's a very good drive from Alexander Arnold. As Graf is just stuck between these two cars, and unfortunately, he's just got no gap to send it. So he's got to be patient.
He doesn't want to risk
Um,
making it free wide and having another retirement in front of his home fans. If you remember last season, when he was leading the race and Gwen made the dive bomb and took him out, he's had enough trauma DNFing at home, so he doesn't want to do that again.
I don't think a German driver wants to DNF or retire at his home track, especially like a track like this, where so many fans love this track, and a shame it's not
I don't.
racing much.
Yeah, I don't think a German driver wants to retire anywhere, and not just a German driver, anybody.
It's like,
Yeah, I understand. Don't worry. As Henson is struggling a lot with tires right now, the American driver. So normally it's gonna have a clear run into turn one. Let's see if he can make the most of it. He's gonna send it, and he's gonna mess up. You still there? Because here goes Benz Wallninger. He's gonna send on Arnold. He backs out. As Layden has just left for a second, he's back. Blackwood is making a move here.
fencing drive last weekend at Baku,
Got
so
you back.
not the best. Can you hear me?
Yeah, just fine.
I was gonna say, I thought I was just commentating to myself there for a second. I would have been very upset.
No. But Benz Wallninger will be very upset because he just messed up turn one completely, and Henry Watson will overtake him on the run towards two. All that progress can be so easily undone, especially when you're in a train of cars, when you mess up the move at turn one. But sometimes you gotta go for it, because what if you force the other guy off track? Then it will be definitely worth it.
Thought Tobias Kress would, as Suto here's got a lovely run on Nguyen and looks for it, and that's just gonna. Actually, no, Suto does not just slide down the inside like the other. As Farina and Valdinger are fighting for P9, sorry, as those two are looking.
Valdinger has been overtaken, and Suto has forced Nguyen off track for the fifth time today, I think. These guys are having an absolute disaster. So it's gonna be very, very lucky he gets that fastest lap.
And here we go. Joseph for this slipstream, and it looks like the hairpin is the favourite spot to overtake at this track. And Suto does look to go down the inside, but Nguyen holds on, and they're going to be side by side into the next
Nguyen's got a
corner.
better exit here. I think he's.
No, I feel like the inside is not always the best run. I feel like the outside is quicker because it accelerates a lot earlier, and you just get that special, let's say, run for the next corner compared to the other drivers that struggle.
It just depends to get there. It just depends who gets their nose in front first. As Luca Farina is gonna go for a move past his own teammate Henry Watzel. Watzel had brilliant pace in the first stint. I think it's coming back to bite him nice. Here goes Luca Farina for P8. Watzel's not giving up yet, but his exit was slightly compromised. Waldinger and Curtis are both gonna try to come through. Now tell you what, Watzel's had good exit. He's gonna send on Farina, and Curtis might try to send on Waldinger as well. We're gonna get.
Here we go, Curtis round the outside.
Incredible!
On the outside.
Waldinger tried to speculate and go for the inside, but Curtis has made it work on the outside brilliantly. He's gonna get another place he can overtake Farina here. Yes!
He's got. What a move by Curtis in two corners. And Luca Farina. Oh, and Luca looked for it, but just didn't get it.
Curtis isn't the reigning champion for nothing, you know. What a brilliant display of racing.
It's how a reigning champion shows his driving and his skills. Sends it round the outside of Valdinger. Valdinger doesn't send it, and then he gets an excellent run on Luca Farina, gets Farina, and now he's going to chase down Watzel. this is why Curtis is a champion, because he can get the moves done.
For P9.
And it might be P9, but it's still something. You got
Yeah,
to give him
very well
credit.
said. Very well said. Nothing to complain about here. Valinger's gonna go for a move into Mobile 1. Can't get Farina here. It looks like, who is that behind him? Is that Gabriel Rico joining the fight? I'm not even sure, but anyway, Martins has got
Martin's
back to the
the
back of
P5.
Chinat.
Joe China and Martin's here. And, well, Martin's go for it into turn 1. He does, he looks for it, but
He's forced him off the track,
just forces.
but Chinat retains the position, and Darnold's
Look
gonna
at
come through a
this.
brilliant run. He's gonna send
Who's...
turn 3.
Oh,
He's gonna
he's
send it
hitting!
right into the back of him. Martin stays on track though, no damage. But that was a very, very scary moment. They did touch.
It was like a bit. I don't know if I saw contact there or that was just very late, but no.
Nah, very late, I think.
Yeah,
Here
like
goes
you said for
Kanome, battling with
Curtis.
Blackwood. Blackwood goes off track and
Oh!
almost spins the car around.
This is the rear there on the curb, so that curb does seem to be higher as Bivona does overtake.
That was a
The
brilliant save,
P15
though.
here is looking for it, and he just doesn't because the inside is not always the best corner for that kind of turn. And there we go.
Tell you what, now that we're getting near to the end of the race, we're definitely seeing the drivers being more incisive as Martin's gonna try to go for a move. When did Arnold get him? I swear Martin's was in P7. In
I think
P6,
he got
sorry.
him when he hit him. No, into
On
the
the
hairpin
straight.
actually. There we
They
go,
touched
Danny.
initially, but he got him 3 corners later anyway.
Yeah,
He's got 5 laps to go for Leo Samaroska, and Curtis is up into 8th. He's got Wassel with a brilliant move, just like reminiscent of David Suarez in 2017. Gets the overspeed and
earlier
just
on in the
sends
race.
it into Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah, exactly the same move as what Bivona did earlier on in the race, in the early stages. And there
Yeah,
we go.
that's
But
true as well.
Martins will be looking for that P6. Is it P6? Yeah, P6. He'll be looking to get.
He was chasing John China for P5, so if he wants to get it.
What's the question? What's the gap between Curtis and Martins? If it says it as Curtis, he's got the run, and Curtis is up into P7 out of nowhere. Curtis has just got the move done out of nowhere, and Valdingen now moves up into P9 after getting past Luca Farina, and Watzel has just dropped from P8 down to P12. But not good there for Fingers. Martins has got the run. Will he go down the inside of Arnold? Is he going to look for... And it's Curtis. Goes down the inside. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. And Martins just stays there. He just stays. These two have been together and not together. It's kind of close, but Curtis is looking. He's got the pace at the moment towards the final stages of this race. And he just doesn't look to go on the inside. But Quintino, Watzel, and Farina here battling for P10. These lot have been close together all race. It's a close fight between these lot, and Farina does look for it, but Quintino does cover it off. Farina just cannot get past his fellow Brazilian for P10. Just remembering something. I have had a dumb moment. Oskan just leads the race. It's been a superb drive from Oskan and Kress, and either driver could have won this race. It's been very close. I feel like, yeah, there we go. And here we go. On the inside, the move does not work. Nearly close to contact there between the two, and he just holds on. Nome down the inside as well. So it looks like turn 2 is the favourite kind of overtaking spot, but it doesn't seem to work. And Henson just has nothing left in the tyres, and Sinome gets past as a Daniel as well. So a lot of drivers are making overtakes into turn 2, and it just looks like it's working at the moment. A lot of drivers are getting more aggressive here in the final stages of this race, and they're getting the elbows out, showing their true colours towards the end of the race. I wish we could have saw this early on, but unfortunately some drivers are more patient than others. Like to keep it till the end of the race, as Martins is still together. There we go, the high-tech driver in P7. It's been a quiet and decent race for Martins. He's been up and down the field a few times today. Just looks like Curtis is going to look for it. Curtis has had amazing pace, and it definitely. And Martins go wide, and Curtis has got the run. Will Curtis go down the inside? Will he go for it into turn 2? And what a lovely camera angle this is. Curtis goes down the inside. He gets the move done. Martins fight back. No, he doesn't. He backs out into turn 3. And here's Valdinger. Valdinger is all over the back of Martins. Here we go. We've got a little fight for P7. There's 2 cars up ahead. Valdinger get the move done on Martins. He sends it down the inside. No, he doesn't. He backs off halfway through. Watzel, though, the British driver sends it down the inside, showing how the Brits do it, and he gets the move done on Gabriel Rico. Gabriel Rico has been falling back as Bivona as well. Looks like there's going to be an issue as Daniel goes off as well. That's about the 10th time he's gone off at turn 1 as Dennis Graff just slips by and says thank you very much, Daniel. I shall take that position as Gabriel Rico has been falling back. Does he go down the inside? No, he doesn't. Welcome back.
Yeah, sorry about that. My Discord screen share froze in the middle of nowhere back when at the start of lap 37, I think. And yeah, but we're back now. As Rico's gonna go for a move in Mobile 1. Tsunome, no, not Tsunome, sorry. Watzel almost going off the track there. It keeps on track. Brilliant move for Rico. Looks like he's gonna finish 12th again, I'm afraid, though. As here goes Arnold, fighting with Chow China and staying behind. This could be an opportunity for Curtis towards the final lap, maybe. Who knows, really? Who cares? And I don't think Curtis will be able to catch him, I'm afraid. But if he has some brilliant pace, I gotta say though, Curtis gained 12 places, and most of them in the final stint. He compromises first and massively. The stage of brilliant fight back, so did Gabriel Quintino. As Bivona forces Hansen off the track, there she goes. The position belongs to Bivona, he's made the move. And Blackwood is gonna come through as well, overtaking Rose Hansen to turn 3, or maybe not. No, he's staying back. Just about. Yeah, so Hansen holds onto the position.
Been a while, 2 laps, but Samet Ozkan starts the final lap of the Grand Prix. Lap 40 out of 40. It's been a superb drive from Ozkan, leading pretty much most of this race after getting past Tobias Kress, and Kress just couldn't fight back. I don't think the German driver will be too angry, but I think he'll be happy to get P2. Protsu,
especially
if
at
he
home.
Finishes, yeah. I don't think it matters. It's a podium. A podium at your home Grand Prix is the second best thing that can happen, apart from a win. Protsu, if he finishes P3, will take the championship lead from Joseph and Bivona after not a very good race. But Samet Ozkan, superb drive, dominant drive, just kept the mentality, kept the race, kept up the pace, and it's just been an amazing drive at the Hockenheim Grand Prix.
Don't forget, this will also be High-Tech's first ever victory. They got a few podiums last season, but never quite that elusive win. They finished second here where Chobar was driving for them. And Ozkan, well, in his second feeder series race, he's gonna win. Very sure this Black was going for the move on Hansen. Can he get her? Yes, he can as she goes off the track. Blackwood gets the move done, but we have to jump to race lead there. Here goes Samet Ozkan. 2 years ago, Thomas Anderson for Sweden took a brilliant victory. Today, Samet Ozkan for Sweden takes a brilliant victory. He wins the German Grand Prix. Great stuff there. Tobias Kress started pole, but I'll be very happy with second place today. Ruslan Protsiuk, our P3 merchant, is back on the podium after one race.
It looks like he is a Red Bull back driver, so Red Bull will be looking on Protsiuk there after taking the championship lead and keeping up that podium streak at the moment. I'm very happy for him
indeed.
Another
top 4 for Chobot in Germany, and this is VAR's best ever result, of course. Adam Chobot will be disappointed to miss out on the podium, but he'll be happy with these points nevertheless. Joe China gets his best ever result with P5, as Arnold just about holds off Curtis for 6th. Brilliant drive for Curtis, though he finishes 7th. Martins P8 gets some good points. Valding at P9, Quintino P10. Farina misses out with P11. Gabriel Rico once again P12. He and Protsiuk just always seem to finish in the same positions.
Sinome P14. Bivona, the second place in the championship going into this round, finishes P15.
He'll be
Jafari
disappointed with
Blackwood
that.
P16. Yeah. Jafari P16. Blakemore 17. Dennis Graff 18.
Hansen
Uh,
19 for disastrous second stint, and yeah,
there
Darba
we
should be
go.
P20, and I think Gwen and Suit actually caught him by the end. These guys.
Hmm. Oscar just had the pace of a champion, I'm gonna say.
I'm
Race.
I really feel bad that he didn't get the fastest lap because Suto still has it. But even so, I don't think he cares about the fastest lap that much. Samet Özkan is a Formula 2 race
Um,
winner, and it's only taken him 2 races to do it.
said double podium for MP Motorsport.
Yeah, indeed. So it's a victory for High Tech with a double podium for MP. Great showing for both teams. So here we go then. Samaroskan takes his first F2 win, and the second win for a Swedish driver ever since Thomas Anderson. I'm saying second because he did win one more race between Germany 2 seasons ago and now. So second Swedish win since Germany last season, since Germany 2 seasons ago. Tobias Kress is in second, with Ruslan Prosek in third. Our pre-free merchant is the new championship leader. Adam Chowat in P4, Feng Chao Chao China at P5. Alexander Arnold, this race lasts a whole lot longer than Baku. He just about takes P6 in front of Aaron Curtis. Jonatas Martins takes P8 with Ben Fallinger P9. Gabriel Quintino rounding up the points just behind his teammate with P10. Luca Farina misses out with P11.
Gabriel Henry Watzel in P13, Hento Tsunomi in P14, Argentino Bivona in P15 after a disappointing drive, Jafari Blackwood in P16, Blake Moore P17, Dennis Graff P18, Rose Henson P19, Darabus Daniel in P20, Joseph in P20, first after being championship leader going into this race, and Mina Nguyen in P22.
Looks like
Unfortunate
the
drive.
guy with damage actually caught these guys by the end, so they had pace, maybe not compared to the rest to the front runners, but at least to these guys. A shame they spent all battling each other. Anyway, the fastest lap does go to just Ferg Suto. So even after that disastrous race, the former championship leader still walks away with 2 points from it.
Yeah, Oscar and Gabriel Rico set the identical same laps for third there, just
No
scrolling
points for
down.
that either way. But
Yeah,
that
unfortunately.
was an entertaining race. And I'm surprised we didn't have any retirements, but that's a good thing. We didn't have a lot of crashes either. But yeah, in honor of Samuel Elskan, it is time for the Swedish national anthem. And Leighton, please don't forget to unmute yourself after the anthem. All right, thank you guys. And and as I've seen in the chat, sadly we got a little bit of a statistic, a little sad statistic. I mean, has finished last today. I've been harming course. But yeah, now that we've played the national anthem, I need Flo, who is your dev of, and I would like to start with my suggestion, which is Iron Curtis. I think he did an incredible fight back through the field after a terrible first stint, but on some brilliant so he gets my vote.
Yeah, Aaron Curtis is my vote as well. After making up a lot
Leighton,
throughout
please
this race
unmute
and just
yourself this time. All right.
making up.
He did.
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. I heard you this time.
Yeah,
So
need to repeat.
for me, it's Aaron Curtis as well because he has shown why he has won the 2020 GP2 championship with his overtakes and moves from the back to the front.
Yeah. Well, that was a pretty entertaining race, I think. Next time we meet you for round 3 will be in 1 week's time. No, not on the Monday. Both qualifying race will be on the Wednesday due to circumstances, which is Flo returning from Austria for the race, of course, for the real life race. So yeah, we will see you on at Portugal at Portimao on the Wednesday. Thankfully, I've asked to get both days of work, the Wednesday and the Tuesday. So hopefully, I should be able to make it on Wednesday, no problem. And right, but that's been it from us then today. Me once again, and yeah, it was really fun today, and we'll see you again in 8 days' time. Take care, guys.